A maximalist house that's a whirlwind of colours.
I'm quite stressful already thinking about it.
With a personality that's just a tad too loud.
Maybe that's why colour of teh tadi.
It's going to be really challenging.
Can we transform this mind-bending home into a mind-blowing view?
What does it take to sell a home? How do you wow potential buyers and seal the deal? Homes are profoundly personal spaces, but sometimes all of that personality can hold a sale back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a family home that's just a little too eclectic for its own good.
This week, we're checking out a home in Teban Gardens in Jurong East, District 22. With close access to plenty of amenities and a tranquil waterfront park just a stone's throw away, this estate is simply a nature lover's dream.
I'm Umar Rahman and I've been in the real estate industry for about 5 years.
Starting out early 2018, this affable agent has built a sizable following selling homes and sharing valuable property tips on social media.
Today, I'll be sharing with you 5 effective strategies for marketing your HDB flat. So I became a real estate agent because back then, when I was a first-time buyer, I saw a really good deal when I wanted to buy a house. But little did I know, I almost got cheated. So that's why I decided to enter this industry and help people.
I have to tell you, Umar, these old neighborhoods are the best, man. There's even a garden here. Wow.
You are totally right, Fauzi, because with these big neighborhoods, right, space is something that the buyers can actually expect.
I totally agree. Now I'm really excited to see the house that you're going to show me.
Yep, let's go.
Located right next to Teban Neighbourhood Park, this block was completed in 2001 and has a robust lease balance of 77 years.
Hey, hi Umar.
Hi, Aini. Hi, Feroz. This is Fauzi.
Hi, can I come in?
Yeah, come on in, guys.
Thank you.
This 4-room HDB has almost 1,000 square feet of space, a master bedroom, 2 common bedrooms, a kitchen, and 2 baths.
Wow. Colourful house.
Yep, what did I tell you? Very nice, right?
Yeah, all these colourful lights over here.
Yeah.
The walls.
Something interesting, right? It's actually these 2 walls that you're seeing here was actually painted by Feroz himself.
Oh, so he's the creative guy over here.
But the main idea is from her.
I see.
It was actually mainly Pinterest inspired.
I can see this. So you're the brains and he's the bronze.
Correct. He's Da Vinci.
Da Vinci.
This is something that I usually tell my buyers as well. The house, right, its layout is perfect for those small families because you see right now there's already an L-shaped sofa, there's a 6-seater dining table. So for families, I really think that it's perfect.
Yeah, I actually noticed this highly used sofa. How many years has it been?
About 3-4 years. Yeah, the boys mostly is their favorite spot to watch TV, to play PS4.
Right. And one thing I want to point out also, Fauzi, you see, Aini is actually a collector. So she has lots of vintage items right here.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
Because I love vintage and retro touch. So I wanted to incorporate it into my home. So that's why you can see all the vintage touch. I always believe that when you enter a house, there should be a character that reflects that the person's personality. So we started doing here and there, add a bit of touch here and there.
In fact, this phone is working,
Really?
Yeah.
Can still make phone calls?
Exactly.
Oh. I think what's cool about having these vintage pieces, right? It explains the personality of the homeowners.
Exactly.
Yes.
Come, Fauzi, let's take a look at the kitchen. As you can see, in terms of size for this kitchen, right, of course there are bigger kitchens out there. But if you look here, right, there's already cabinets on the left, cabinets on the right.
Yeah.
So I would say it's pretty decent, the size.
I can see it's also eclectic, very colourful.
It is.
Orange here, black here, there's a yellow door for your toilet.
So that you feel motivated to cook.
Oh, so you need colours so that you can cook better, is it?
Yeah. Add some colour to life. So
I see.
So Fauzi, this room is shared by both my boys.
Right. Can we talk a little bit about the walls here? So there's something happening here. There used to be another design, is it?
Yes, correct. I painted in a yellow background with rose on it.
Oh, so there's supposed to be roads.
It was an oil painting. So when we repaint it, I think it wasn't enough for the extra coating, so that is why you can actually see traces of the past.
Okay, I think for sure we need a fresh coat of paint here, but you don't need another road, right?
No,
You want another road?
We are selling this home because the kids are growing up. So naturally we want a bit more space for the two kids and for us.
Actually, if given a choice, we wouldn't want to move. We love this home a lot. This is our first matrimonial home. So it holds a lot of milestone memories. So yeah, that's what this home means to us.
Oh.
As you can see, this is my master bedroom, and it's my favorite part of the house. Like compared to the new BTOs, mine is considered quite spacious with a king-size bed. You have a vanity. You can also put a huge mirror there, and is there still place to walk about?
Right.
And I think I just want to point out one thing also, which is not very common, especially in the new estates.
Yeah.
There is actually 2 windows right now. There's one over there where you can see, right? And one more over on this side. So on those days where you want to air your room, you open both windows, it actually gets very well ventilated in this room.
So natural lighting coming in, right?
Yes, that's why the house is always so bright.
Right. Umar, we have a very interesting, colourful house that we've just seen. So I want to ask you, what are the selling challenges for this house?
Actually, if you really look at it, in Teban, got a lot of newly MOP houses,
Yeah, I know.
Those houses are younger. This house is about 20 over years old already. Someone who doesn't really want to spend much on renovation, they will obviously opt for the younger option lah.
Okay.
So, it's a bit hard lah. We've been marketing this place for almost 6 months now. I believe when the buyers come over, the first thought would be, oh no, I have to spend a lot on renovation for this particular property. So I truly believe that if this unit was in a better condition, it's easier for the buyers to visualize also.
So what is the selling price that you're going for?
Well, we are looking to close at least at 510,000, bro.
Oh.
Minimally.
Okay.
So this is so that the sellers, right, can actually move on and purchase their next house comfortably lah.
Well, to be honest with you, Umar, the current state of this house, I think it's going to be quite tough to hit the $500,000 mark. Don't worry, I have the perfect person to help us with this.
Awesome. That's great news for me. Thank you.
With a home this eccentric, we need a visionary who can turn all of this into something special. Now, who can we call?
I'm Patria. I've been doing interior design in Singapore for 5 years.
Recognized for her expert touch in crafting eclectic yet sophisticated interiors, Patria is the perfect designer who can match style with personality.
I think interior design is very personal. For example, like in fashion, it's about like how do you want to present yourself outside. So you can be real or you can be superficial. But in interior design, you cannot fake it because it's your private space. In general, like interior design for me is about who you are.
All right, Patria, take a good look at this house. You're going to be working on it. And before that, welcome to the land of the rising sun. Konnichiwa.
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 When I open the door, I'm like, okay, interesting. A lot of bold colors. As a designer, I appreciate that the owner is brave enough to have this concept. Overall, it's a very interesting concept here. However, it's not for everybody. Wow.
Yes, the kitchen.
Orange and black.
Can hear like some stress in your voice when you enter the kitchen.
I know. And especially because that's the first thing you see when you open the door. And you want to see the nice things when you open the door as a first impression.
All right, this is the boys' room. I don't know if you noticed there's a bunk bed right smack in the middle of the room.
No, I didn't notice that at
No,
all.
right?
I mean, it's definitely a huge, bulky item right in the middle. And it's quite like blocking the way to the wardrobe. Again, it's all about the configuration.
All right.
So, yeah, we need to figure out. So the challenges are basically to completely change the style, to get rid all of these funky items, to make it more modern, where it's quite timeless. So a lot of things to do. But I'm excited. It's an interesting space to start with. We're gonna have to transform it to a completely different vibe. So yeah, Umar, I can definitely help you.
This is definitely a case of a home with too much personality. And with so many competing listings in the area, we need to figure out how to make this home stand out, but in a good way.
With its exuberant decor, this house is a true reflection of owners Feroz and Aini's personalities. But Agent Umar is finding it hard to make the sale even 6 months after listing.
In order to help sell this home, we need to figure out how to neutralize it to appeal to the broadest range of buyers possible. Patria, me and Umar are very excited to see what you have in mind for our Teban home. Can you please show us what you have?
Of course, yes. So the style that we're going to have for this house is a modern Scandinavian, where it uses a lot of like neutral color. The color will really help to open up the space. There was a blue sofa in the living room, and I felt that was already like very strong.
Right.
So we're going to change it with a light gray. And then in the corner, because that side near the window is a little bit of a waste, I will have some like a reading corner with a floor lamp. But I still want to put a little bit of like this orange from the kitchen. So
match the kitchen.
Yes. Speaking about the kitchen, remember about this?
Yes, how can we forget?
Unforgettable. So let me ask you again, what did you feel when you were there?
Yeah, I think it's a very personalized kitchen.
A bit cluttered, you know?
Yeah.
A bit cluttered.
Yes.
The colors are very loud.
The challenge is how to actually, make this kitchen look better without hacking anything and without changing what is already there.
Instead of changing the cabinets, Patria has chosen to use accessories to soften the kitchen's loud colors.
So what I'm going to do is put more wood element because there's no wood element here. So neutralize it by having like a little bit of greeneries in the kitchen.
This is how you water down the whole space.
Correct.
Get it?
For the boys' room, Patria plans to open up the space by using a slimmer bunk bed while opting for a grey colour palette for a more grown-up look.
I still want to put a little tint of bright color. In this case, I'm thinking of like yellow. And yeah, using the rug, it will help to open up the space as well and to set the tone of the room.
I think we have an idea of what you're going for this whole home. Umar, what do you feel?
Honestly, it's been very impressive. I really like Patria's design, and I'm so excited to see it real life.
Thank you. Yes.
We're going to keep it as a surprise for you, okay?
Yes.
Before we get started on the makeover, Patria shows me a few tips on how to pick the right accessories.
So yeah, Fauzi, we need to take some of the items from here to decorate the house.
Okay.
Small items, but the most important.
The details, right?
The details, like for example, this cushion covers. So I mentioned before that I want to add a little of orange color, but it's burnt orange, and mix it with all the neutral colors. But choosing fabrics is also very important.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like all the same fabrics all together. In fact, you kind of have to mix it. All the different textures, different patterns, and different color to make like a cohesive look.
While accessories can add an extra oomph to your decor, they can also help do just the opposite, which is what we need.
So yeah, I think
next?
we also need these vases to neutralize the area because the color white and it neutralizes everything. And then for the kitchen,
scared pulling onto this. I shall be careful with it.
Yes, and I think remember about like using all the natural element in the kitchen. So I think we need this basket to put as an organizer. They can put like all the spices here. And then this hanging vines, we can put it on the window.
Also for the kitchen?
On the grill. Yes, for the kitchen.
Okay.
We'll make it neutral.
Nice.
Never underestimate the importance of decorating.
Now that Patria has everything she needs, it's time to get to work. The apartment is thoroughly emptied before saying goodbye to those wild walls with a total paint job. For this makeover, we are focusing on the living and dining area, the boys' room, and the master bedroom. With Kelvin helping Patria put the house together, I check in to see how I can lend a hand.
So we have a few options now, but I think this one here fits more for the Scandi style. It looks more modern compared to the others. And from here, I think we gotta choose the carpet first, and then which one works best with the painting.
All right.
Rugs are an easy way to segregate spaces, while also creating a focal point that can tie different decor elements together.
Yeah, so Fauzi, we have two options now.
Yes.
For the living room's rug,
Yes.
we're going to choose whether we go to the darker one or the lighter one. We start with the dark one
All right,
first.
let's go.
Just layer
this
it
is
over.
The first one.
Okay. It works. The blue color goes well with the color of the water from the painting and the wave pattern. However, I think, I don't know, I just find the dark gray, it's a bit too dark.
Okay, let's try the other one now. This one has a little bit of orange.
Yeah.
All right, so I see what you're going for now. So basically, you're choosing a carpet that matches the paintings also.
Correct.
Which doesn't run too far off from the kitchen.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is the best options because the color is contrast with the floor. It really helped to open up the space.
Yes, it makes it look less busy than the other one,
Correct.
right? What do you think, Kevin?
Looks good.
With the living room sorted, a problem now seems to be brewing in the kids' bedroom.
It's 150 here. I'm scared that it's going to be a bit too big for this wall. The wall is smaller than I thought from the
other way is to put
floor
the way
plan.
they originally put this way.
In a cramped room for two, even a simple table could be a big obstacle.
Because the idea was to open up this area for them to access the wardrobe. If we put here all the way, here again, that's the same as original condition. In the drawing, it was like 180. That's why I asked for 150, but
this is
now
this is 1.4. So even if I get 1.3, it's not.
if it's 120, let's see, yeah?
You can only fit.
No, actually it's okay. It's still okay. You can still fit. You see, because I want to make sure that when you open the door here, then you can potentially wide open. Yeah, 120 is good.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. So for today, we'll just leave the table here and then we'll change the smaller table.
Okay, great. That'd be great. I really like the design though. It's nice.
As they say, setbacks don't necessarily make things worse. They just give us a chance to level up. Let's hope Kelvin and Patria can make this work.
From eclectic and ultra-personalized to a sleek Scandi paradise, will this transformation be enough to give this old flat a chance in Teban's competitive HDB market? Stay tuned after the break.
This home is scream personality, but getting buyers to notice it is quite a different thing. Our designer Patria has given it a classy modern Scandi makeover. But will it be enough to get this house sold?
Feroz and Aini have spent over a decade personalizing their home. But in order to help sell it, we've had to spend the last week pretty much undoing everything. Now it's time to see what they think of their home's new neutral look. And here we go! Take a look!
Oh wow, this is so amazing.
Wow.
What do you think? What do
So
you think?
nice.
I think Fauzi, I changed my mind. I don't want to sell house already.
Really? Okay, Umar.
Alamak.
See you later.
I'm just kidding, but this looks so refreshing.
Yeah.
What used to be an ultra-colourful space with mismatched decor is now an ultra-cozy living and dining room with a comfy reading corner. Patria's classic accessories have truly added a luxurious touch and brought the whole modern Scandi look together.
Okay, come. Let's take a feel of your new living room. Everyone can take a seat at the new sofa. You can take a seat at your new favorite reading nook over here.
Thank you.
The rest of us can enjoy the sofa. What do you think?
This is like very private, away from the couch. So I enjoy reading. So this feels like my own private me time, private
Nice.
space. And so cozy. I love the lamp. It goes
Yeah.
so well.
It was empty here before, so it was quite such a waste of space. Now you can fully utilize it as a reading corner.
Yeah, I love it.
What's most important, you still can play your game, yeah?
Yes,
Don't worry, you can read, you can play your game.
Yeah.
But it's really, really nice, Patria. Really very nice.
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it.
Yes, I love it.
Most welcome. When I went into the house for the first time just now, the first impression I got was that Patria did a really fantastic job. I think that is what buyers really want, you know, that they can see themselves having a good time with their family and just relaxing after a long day.
So here's your new kitchen.
Oh, nice.
The kitchen was once a cluttered eyesore. Now, it is an inviting space for culinary creativity. The once harsh lights have been swapped out with warm diffuse lighting, while natural textures and greenery add a soft counterbalance to the bright kitchen cabinets.
You know what I noticed when we first entered, right? There was this silence from Aini. Because you know why? I know this is like your secret area, the sacred place.
Because I always felt that my kitchen is very small. Now I can't believe you can even put 2 plants here and there, and then this space has been fully utilized.
Umar, what do you think of the change?
I think it's amazing, man. I think when buyers actually come in, they can visualize for themselves also how they want their kitchen to look like.
I felt that the greeneries really made a difference. The kitchen is much more brighter. Changing the lights really made a difference.
Kitchen now looks very neat and clean, and I can do my stuff too. When she wants to cook, I can help her.
Now it's the boys' room.
Oh, nice. It's like 50 shades of grey. A PG version.
Wait, the first thing you need to notice is where the bed is now.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of functionality, everything stays the same, but yeah, it's still different.
Yeah, it feels more spacious now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, your bedroom.
Is this really my bedroom? Oh, wow.
Wow.
It was so loud. And then suddenly it's like, wow.
With a fresh coat of paint and some clever accessorizing, the bedroom is now more soothing than ever. Even small changes can make a big difference.
Why is Feroz smiling more in this room? You like it, Feroz?
Yes. It's very calm.
Very calm.
It is. It's very calm.
I'm very happy with the result, and I'm so glad when I saw that reaction. This is exactly what I envisioned. The transformation from loud to calm. With the new layout now, with the new arrangement, I'm also expecting that, they can really close the deal.
As far as transformations go, this was a resounding success. But will it help Umar clinch the sale he's been waiting 6 months for? It's time to find out what potential buyers think of the property.
Wow, this looks so good, really.
Amazing.
When we just entered, I was just like, wow. Because you see a lot of positive energy, a lot of mirrors which reflect the good energy. And I like to admire myself as well.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
When I first entered, it was like very cozy, and I really like this area with the sofa. Can imagine like reading a book by the side.
So you really enjoy your own moment and your own private space, is it?
Yes. I think the whole living room is very nicely done up, and even the dining space area, I can imagine like having friends over. It's all very cozy vibes.
The space is very wisely used with a good concept, creative concept.
I think the overall design of this unit is such well thought of and aesthetically pleasing that it makes the unit very bright and cozy as well as very spacious.
What do you think of the asking price of $515,000?
Of course, it's better if it can be lower, but I think it's very reasonable and it's in a very moved-in condition. So definitely worth considering.
I think we are thinking about it, and it looks like a good ask.
Looking at the location
Yes.
and the amenities that it brings along with it. And I especially admire the kids' room, the way it has been designed. It has very unblocked way for the kids to walk around. It's a good deal, I would say.
Every home bears the marks of those who live in it. But when it comes to selling, a reset is often necessary. With a growing interest in the property, it won't be long before Feroz and Aini find a buyer who sees the value of the flat as much as they do.
Homes are more than just a space. It's where our memories live and the one place that we can truly be ourselves. So it was very gutsy of Feroz and Aini to say goodbye to all those years of personal history and wipe the slate clean. Because that's exactly what it takes to sell this home.